Hey Leo. Hey, good to see you. And welcome to Rootwork Healing Tarot. So good to have you here today. Great. Well, my name is Chan, and I'm looking forward to your reading for the next 4 weeks, or the next month from whatever you're watching this. I'm an intuitive tarot reader, so you'll notice that as I move through the spread and through our reading today. But if you're new here, welcome to you. I'm going to start, as I do with all my readings, by pulling an oracle card, um, which I actually have sitting right here on my tarot table right next to me, which I'm at a very large tarot table. So, all right, I'm going to pull a theme card, which will set the theme for your reading, and I'll give you a bit of a sense of sort of what will be upcoming for the next 4 weeks for you, or what you're moving through currently that will continue through the next 4 weeks. So I'll give you kind of a vibe check at the beginning here, and then we'll dive into the cards and you'll get to see that. Perfect. So let's go ahead and move into our theme for today. All right, Spirit, which card? Okay. Okay. So we have the card. So your card for the next 4 weeks, I know it looks probably backwards on your screen, but it says pine tree, it says vitality, longevity, and perseverance. Okay, and you'll get a better look at that when I show you the cards, which we'll do in just a moment here. Um, okay, I'm really drawn to the stars in this card. You can't really see them very well, but there's actually around the trees. There are these like little stars. I don't know why I feel like I need to count them. One, two, three, four, five, six. So there are six. I wonder if that's an angel number for you for this next month will be six. So we'll see if we need to take a look at that later. But they're showing me the stars and they're showing me there's kind of this like swooping off of the trees. Okay, and they're showing it to me as the animation of like how ocean waves look, like if you were to paint them or draw them. That's so interesting. Okay, so yes, I'm getting a sense here. The words vitality and perseverance are coming through really strongly here, but I'm getting the sense here that, um, yeah, there's a sense of something you're wishing to preserve or something you're wishing to create or build or develop or manifest. That will contribute to what I'm hearing is like a legacy or a long-term, okay, yeah, legacy, long-term kind of project or build, or like I said, just something that feels very long-term for you that's long-lasting. So I'm getting the sense that whatever you're doing over the next like 4 weeks is going to be contributing to some sort of legacy or something. Again, the word legacy is so strong here, but like a legacy you're trying to build for yourself or something that like will drive, oh, okay, here's the other word. Will drive like purpose or meaning for your life. Okay. All right. So we got that. So that's okay. So there's like I'm just gonna write that down because I feel like that's the energy for this spread this week. Let me see here if there's anything or for this month, but let me see if there's anything else here Spirit wants me to see before we dive into the tarot cards. Okay, it's so interesting because what they're showing me is I have a card in my Ancient Stones Oracle deck. They're showing me the card called Temple. Okay, so they're showing that one to me, and there's something in that card around like, okay, yeah, there's something around that card around like the idea of being present, of kind of getting off. Yeah, some of it is like social media, but the idea is to go into sort of like your temple space, which in the card it shows like a dark like temple, like you're walking into the temple that's dark and like there's a light you're holding. So that's what they're showing me right now, Leo. They're showing the image of you walking into the dark tunnel with a light. Okay, so it almost feels, and I don't know if tunnel's the word. It's like a temple, but it's like a temple that it would be almost like in a mountainside or something, right? It's like the dark, like cavernous temple within that's probably full of jewels and full of like buried treasure that was lost and hidden, things like that. And I'm just seeing you kind of walk into the temple now for your jewels. And for some reason, that's connecting to your legacy. It's almost like your legacy is through the sort of like dark tunnels or dark space or the winding cavernous like areas of okay, yeah, of I'm hearing your life, but in general of sort of your experience. And so I think there's some sort of call here. I mean, I'm just so interested into the tarot cards for this, but I think there's something here on the message of like your legacy is within the temple. Okay, all right, so hopefully that's like vibing with you so far, resonating with you. If it's not, don't worry. Not a problem at all. Like our placements shift around. So you might be like a Leo sun, but you may have something like your, I don't know, Taurus moon being emphasized right now. Okay, so just check out one of the other signs that I have posted. If this doesn't feel like it's resonating with you, then just check that out. No worries at all. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the tarot cards. I will see you there. See you in a moment.
All right, Leo. So, um, yeah, it feels like this feels like it's going to be a deep reading. Okay, and they're actually having me pull another card for you. Um, I don't know, it just kind of fell off the top of my other oracle deck here, so I'm just getting a sense this one's for you as well. Um, okay, it's called Mortar and Pestle. It says integration, subtlety, thoroughness. Okay, this came out in reverse. This is so interesting. This energy is so interesting because it feels like this is not subtle at all. I don't know how else to say that. It just doesn't feel subtle at all. There's something about this that feels like it's almost like bursting forward. So I don't know. And again, we were talking about that like I don't know if we want to name this like a temple of your legacy, or yeah, like the temple of your legacy here, but it feels like you're kind of bursting forth into this energy without, again, there's no subtlety to this energy. And, you know, I don't feel like Leo's a particularly like subtle sign in general. I mean, you're just very like magnetic as a sign. And so, you know, to all the energy, right? And so I just feel like this is interesting. Okay, the phrase that's coming through is like you're putting it all on the table, or you're putting it all out, pulling it all out here. Okay. There's something about the way I'm almost seeing, they're showing me the animation of like dumping the mortar and pestle now, at like dumping, not the pestle, but dumping the like mortar and like the herbs that are coming out here, as you see that in the card here. It's almost like they're like, you've went through the process of integrating, or you went through the process of kind of grinding this down to the smallest bits that were easily digestible, and now you're just like almost like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put this out. I'm putting this all out here. And I don't know, that's a really kind of cool energy. I don't know how else to describe it because it's very interesting. It's kind of like I'm not holding back sort of energy. It's just like I'm going to put, again, all my cards out on the table, or I'm going to put it all into this thing, whatever it is that I'm building, my like legacy, if that's the metaphor we're using here, or whatever it is, again, that you're building. Like I said, it just feels like it's part of your legacy of like whatever mark you're leaving in this world in some way. And that could be like a work project. It could be like, you know, something you're doing with your kids at home. It could be something that like you're doing in a community space right now. But it just feels like you're in the energy of like, I'm going to put it all out on the table, or you've been putting it all on the table. And so I don't know if this could either be confirmation for you that's what you're currently in, or the energy you're in, or the energy that you're moving into over the next like 4 weeks from whenever you're watching this. So that's coming through. Spirit, what else do you want to say about this? Is there more? Yeah, I think there's also an energy here. It's weird because they're showing me the little bits of herb that are on this side of the card instead of what's in this like main primary mass. So I don't know if there's like a, how do I describe that, Spirit? It almost feels like there's a little bit of partitioning happening with like this energy you're putting in. And I don't know if it's like, I can't tell if that's, honestly, the energy feels kind of neutral. I can't really tell if that's like a good thing or bad thing, or I don't think probably in the span of the cosmos it's either, but it just feels like there's a little part of you that's still being like partitioned. I don't know why that word's coming through. Partitioned for something else here. And I don't know what those two things are. So I'm actually really curious to know what that is and sort of what Spirit has to say on this. Because this card is coming through really strong right now of like you putting in like so much of your energy, but still having a little bit, I don't know if preserves the word. Okay, it might be because I'm seeing perseverance now, and it's almost like they're showing me the letters kind of re-scrambling to preserved. Is that it, Spirit? Okay. Okay, so it looks like there's a little bit preserved for you, which again, I don't feel like is a bad thing. It doesn't feel bad at all. I can't tell. Like I said, it just feels neutral at this moment. So we'll see as we go along if that gets a little deeper. Spirit, is there anything that's going well for Leo over the next 4 weeks here? Is there anything you want to say about that? Okay. They said yes, but they have like quite a bit of a message here for you. So give me 1 second. I just got to cut the deck here. Yeah, there's something else really strong coming through on this card with Mortar and Pestle. I feel like that's going to be... Okay, we'll keep coming back to that, Spirit, because I can tell there's a lot still here. Okay, what is going well for Leo over the next 4 weeks? Okay. Oh, I like this. Okay, is it the High Priestess? Is this in reverse? Okay, this card's both ways. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Okay. The Eight of Cups, is this in reverse? No, it's upright. Okay. Interesting. Actually, let me pull this here so you can see all these for a minute. Okay, so, okay, there's a lot coming through here. So, I think when the High Priestess originally came out, it did come out upright, but it's also in reverse here. So I think Spirit is saying, I think there's a message here. There is a message here that like you've been following your intuition up to this point. And so Spirit really wants to like commend that. I don't know why. I'm almost seeing, this is such an interesting animation. They're showing this person, like the High Priestess here with like almost like a drink, almost like one of these cups here sort of, but not quite. It's almost like Three of Cups energy of like a drink in their hand, and they're like cheersing to you. I'm actually seeing the animation of this person like cheersing to you. So it feels like there's some sort of kudos here from your spirit team and from Spirit that you've been following your intuition up to this point. And I think that's something they really want to like commend you on. The Page of Pentacles is coming through here as like the legacy part of what I've been talking about. Like the Page of Pentacles is coming through as a legacy. The message I'm getting here is that like you are just beginning or starting the path to the legacy you want to leave for this life or for this world. Which is very interesting. I don't know if start's the right word, because the page is like, it's a very like youthful type of energy, but I don't get the sense that it's like, it's not a child in this like, if we're thinking about developmental phase, it's not quite a child. It's almost like a teenager, if that's something we can say here. It's like you've had a little bit under your belt. You followed your intuition up to this point to get to where you are, and I think this is where spirit wants you and wants you to be. I feel like you've actually wound your way through some of the tunnels, the cavernous tunnels of this temple of your legacy, but it almost feels like I said, there's almost like a teen sort of energy here of like, you have some experience, but you have a lot more left. It feels like there's a lot more runway left to this legacy you're building. And I think that's a really good thing in this spread. Let me be very clear. This feels really positive. This feels like very like momentous. So like it's very purposeful. It's very like life purpose. It's very like why you came to this earth kind of energy, which is really, really cool. I don't think I've had a reading like this quite yet. So there's a big kudos here on that. The Eight of Cups. So this one's coming through actually with the, okay, yeah. This is coming through with the High Priestess in reverse. So everything I was just saying was around like what's going well for you. So Spirit wants you to know like everything you've been doing up to this point has not been in vain. It's all been contributing to this legacy that you're building and what you still have in terms of your like life's runway. And again, this is all metaphor, right? So take it as it resonates. But yeah, it just feels like, again, it's a really good energy. So the High Priestess in reverse, here's the next layer of the message and like what's on top for Spirit. What they really want to talk with you about is not, there's this energy with the Eight of Cups. I don't know how else to say this, but it's like, don't give up. Okay, don't give up. Like, I get the feeling because they keep showing me you walking through this dark, like, again, temple with your little light. It's just like, it might seem dark, like, because the moon's coming through really strong right now. It might seem dark at this moment, but Spirit doesn't want you to give up on following your intuition. Doesn't want you to A, give up, so don't give up, but B, like continue to follow your intuition. That's why the High Priestess in reverse is coming in. Like don't, just don't give up. I don't know how else to say that. Keep following your intuition. Is there more here, Spirit? Hold on. Give me a second here. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. Yeah, my eye keeps being drawn to the portions of this, again, mortar and pestle card where there's still like herb outside of the mortar. And what is this what is this preservation about? Can we talk about that, Spirit? Because that's what it keeps coming through as, a self-preservation. It's linking into the High Priestess in reverse, as well as this Eight of Cups upright. I mean, it's linking into the whole spread, but it's really coming through really strongly with these two cards. Can we talk about that? Is this the right deck? Okay, what deck do you want? Okay. What is this self-preservation bit that keeps coming through here? I feel like there are parts of yourself. Oh, okay. There are parts of yourself you don't want others to see. Oh, okay. Okay, I see that now. That's coming through with the moon, and they're showing the High Priestess is the card of like, it's one of the highest cards of or biggest cards of like mystery and sort of like, yes, it is the card of the occult itself, but it almost feels like, again, it's the same energy as the moon here in this card. It's kind of like trying to preserve parts of yourself so they're not seen, or they're not on the table, or so it's not all being like kind of poured out here. Yeah, do you want to speak more to that, Spirit? What do you have to say about that? I can't tell if this is like, I can't tell the energy of this. It's really interesting. Okay. So I get that. Okay, hold on. Let me pull this into your view. So you get the Five of Cups and the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is coming through as you, Leo. Okay, that's coming through as your energy. It's coming through, the Queens, well, a couple things. The Queens relate to, oh my gosh, I was telling you, the Three of Cups energy. Holy shit. That's exactly what I was talking about. I was like, Spirit is definitely like, there's some kudos here. So let's, oh my gosh. Holy shit, that's so cool. I love when I'm good at my job. So, okay, so let's get back to this energy, because like, I just pulled it off. I was like, yep, Three of Cups, that's coming through. Okay, so, goddamn. All right. So this is coming through. Queen of Wands is coming through as your energy, Leo. I read the queens, or the queens as they represent in tarot, represent and speak to the internal realm. So there's something like, again, there's this energy with the Queen of Wands in reverse of self-preservation. There are things that you don't want the outside world to see. There are certain things that you do not want to show others. And I feel like it's coming from this Five of Cups, which I read this as a card of grief. It feels like you've been through something in the past that made you feel like, you know what, I can't actually put it all out on the table. I can't let all of this be seen, or all of myself be seen, or these parts, because that only leads to grief. And so there's something around like the Eight of Cups right now is coming through with a bit of this heartbreak element. And I think it's because, are you seeing all the water pouring out of these like cups that are like cracked and falling over and all of that out of both of these? Yeah, so that's kind of the energy here. It's like, okay, yeah, it's almost like I can, okay, here's another like cross section of this energy coming through. But it's almost like, sure, I can put all my energy, pour it all out and dump it into this thing, whatever it is, this legacy it is that you're building. But it feels like, again, you're almost like, no, I'm going to keep my two cups to myself here. Or no, these are mine. Like, you know, you can't have all of me. You can't have all of it. And so that's a really interesting like energy here, which I get because it's coming from something that actually was, it feels like some ways you actually had to self-preserve. Okay, I got it. So a ways that you had to self-preserve in the past that led you to, you know, believe, and believe isn't quite the word, but led you to like operate as in like, okay, I can give like, if let's say this is the example here, I can give 80% of myself to this. The other 20% is for me. And I'm not catching if this is like a bad thing or not. Again, Spirit, like what are you trying to say about this? So I feel like this is really doing a good job of building the story. Do you want me to see the Three of Cups here? Okay, they're showing me that, yeah, I see the Three of Cups, but it's something about the way they're showing me the water like pouring down into each of these cups here. What is that? Hold on. There's a connection with this pine tree, the waves I was talking about when I first opened up this reading. Oh, okay. Wow, this was a lot to get to. Hold on. Holy shit, I'm wading through this energy. It's like, okay, so here's a thread of what's coming through with this, but it's almost like, I don't know if like surfing the waves of what you've been through is part of building your legacy. Okay, and that kind of aligns a little bit with what we were talking about of like having to go through the dark Taverner's, oh my gosh, what are words right now? I'm like literally wading through the waters of this Three of Cups. So give me a second, hold on. I'm like trying to get, and the water, like again, this was what I was talking about earlier. I was talking about like how these little bits on the pine tree almost were coming through as like water waves. They're showing it's the same water waves from this cup. Okay, so this is interesting because it's like, oh fuck, this goes deep, Leo. This goes deep. It's almost like, again, they're connecting the dots here of like you being in, what I was trying to say earlier, the cavernous tunnels of your temple of legacy, and the water, it's almost like the water starts like rushing through the temple, but the water represents like the things you've been through and some of this like grief and I don't know if wounding is quite the word, but like, yeah, some of the ways, I don't know if it was disappointment or ways you've been disappointed in the past, or there's just this energy of almost like sadness in a sense. It's not, I can't quite put my finger on it, okay? But it's like something in that vein with the water, and it's like coming at you from within the heart of the temple, and you're having to, like, with your little light and, you know, not knowing where you're going, having to almost like push through some of this energy, and almost like there's an element here. I'm seeing the star card in my mind's eye now because that's what they're showing me. It's like you're having to heal as you're going through this. Heal these things that actually, again, from, I don't know if this feels like from your past or past lifetimes, or again, like this could be ancestral. It doesn't really matter, right? But whatever it's from, again, I just get the sense that there's definitely an energy here of like things you've been through in this lifetime, in your past, okay? But it just feels like you're having to kind of wade through some of that as you're trying to get to like the heart of your temple, the jewels, the you know, again, I'm seeing the high priestess upright here. It's almost like it's like this is at the center of the temple, like your throne, like you, like your higher self, like your highest self, your I don't know, just your mark on this world is what keeps coming through. But I think part of it is there's an energy here of understanding, like the journey is worth it is something that's coming through, but also you're like healing as you're moving forward, and you're building as you're moving forward. It's almost like, yeah, there's just a lot of energy in what spirit is sending through. It's like you're having to like almost like carve out your path through this temple at the same time. So okay, I'm gonna leave that there, spirit, because I know there's more layers to this. It just feels really deep. I mean, it just goes as deep as this temple goes. which is cool. And I just don't get the sense this is a bad thing. I just feel like with the Three of Cups, like spirit is here with you, like cheering you on, and I that is definitely part of it. But I think there's something around like the strength. I'm seeing your card, the strength card, the tarot card in my mind's eye now, of like moving through this experience and this being part of your like life path. And I think there's something around you building your, like, I'm hearing the word like sixth sense. I don't know. Again, this high priestess is also, the high priestess also speaks to like mystic. It speaks to spirituality. It speaks to, again, like I said, the occult is part of it, but it just speaks to kind of, like I said, a higher self, like that kind of stuff. So you don't even have to be like a particularly like super spiritual person at all. It just feels like I said, this is almost on a soul level. Okay, if that makes sense. It's like a soul level. For some of you, it also lends into spirituality, but it just like, it feels very soul driven here. Yes. Okay. So is there anything else you want me to see about this spirit and talk about before we keep going? Yeah, it's almost like as you're moving through this like temple of legacy, you're seeing like you go a couple feet and then you see another cup poured out of like a memory or past you've been through, you know, something you've been through in your past that you heal through. And then you go a couple more feet, and, you know, over in the next like leg of the chamber, there's, you know, there's another cup, and it's just kind of, like I said, it feels like a journey. This feels like a whole journey. And again, I'm not getting this as a bad thing. It doesn't feel like a bad thing. It feels like very like purpose of life kind of stuff, you know? Okay, do you want this deck? Okay. All right, let's keep going. I feel like we're kind of moving through this tunnel together right now. It's kind of cool. It's given some like Indiana Jones vibes. I don't know how else to describe that. It's a little Indiana Jones. Like, when there was some movie of like Temple of the, I don't know. Maybe go watch that movie. I don't know if that's for someone. There's like the one where he goes through, again, he's in like the mountainside or something, and he goes through, you know, through all of the caves and all of that stuff, the tunnels, and he gets to like, I guess there's a whole like population of people living down there or something, and like I can't, bruh, I saw those movies like seriously had to be like 15 plus years ago, so I don't even remember what it's about, but I feel like whatever I'm describing, someone gets what I'm picking up what I'm putting down here, and like I feel like that's what Spirit is like kind of given here, is like, oh, this is like Indiana Jones vibes, which is, it feels very Leo, I have to admit. It feels very like adventurous, magnanimous, cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So we got the Four of Cups again. This is in reverse this time. So not again, sorry. This is I'm seeing the Four of Cups, and when I was seeing the Five of Cups earlier, I was also seeing the Four of Cups. So these two cards go kind of hand in hand in a lot of ways for me. So I'm not surprised this one came out, but it's almost like this one's, this is interesting. Okay, give me a second. Let me pull this into your view. This is an interesting sort of energy coming through here. Okay, I'm just gonna put this card here because I feel like it needs to sit next to this Five of Cups. Hold on, there's something that wants to come through here with this. Yeah, there's a catch and release energy here. There's like an expansion contraction energy here. It's like there's grief coming through and then you're healing through it and then being able to like move forward and move through this grief. I don't know why this Four of Cups is coming through as like moving through it. The Four of Cups in reverse is coming through as moving through your grief. Okay, so it's almost like, again, I read both of these cards usually as like cards of like grief in some element or some dimension. And so it's interesting because this, like I said, it's almost like, there's like a cycle here. It's like you go into this, oh, it should be this way. I see it. Thanks, Spirit. It should be like you kind of, as you're, if the Eight of Cups is the journey, like you're kind of following your intuition through the temple of your legacy. This is a journey that you're on, that you're like kind of backpacking through, or, you know, in the traditional version of the Eight of Cups, as you see it in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which is the most well-known version. You see someone who has like, they have a backpack on, or, you know, I don't know if they have a backpack, but anyway, they're turned away from these 8 cups and they're moving almost what looks like towards like a different part of the journey. It's like they're moving towards like a mountainside or something else. And it just, they have their back on this 8 of cups. But in this version of this reading, it's coming through as like an adventure. It's almost like you're turning your back on the grief that you've been through. And I don't know if turning your back is the correct word, because it feels like along your journey, there are these like reminders that come up of like, here's what I've been through. And then you heal through it. Again, the only card we're missing here is the Star card, or you're doing something to kind of transmute this energy in some way or transform it. Four of Cups in reverse. And so I feel like that brings you into the Queen of Wands upright. And I'm getting Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Again, this feels very like I said, very, this is an internal journey, right? But it feels very like adventurous in some way. Like you're embarking on some sort of journey through your life here. This is so interesting. So the Four of Cups in reverse is coming through as a very like good card here. And yeah, I feel like almost as you like move through this Four of Cups energy and you're like healing this or transmuting it or transforming it, it's like your own cup. They're linking this cup that you see from this cloud here. They're linking it to that little section outside of the mortar and pestle here. It's like, I don't know, it somehow refills you up a little bit. Yeah, there's something a little recharging about this process, which is cool. It's almost like when you have, you know, when you have like a hybrid or electric vehicle and like you're braking, when you like brake the car on the way down a hill or something and it recharges itself. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but anyway, that's what happens from what I've understood. Like that's how it like conserves energy and builds its energy. But that's almost that's what it's feeling like here. It's like as you move through this, and it feels like it is kind of a break process because you're having to like stop and kind of heal this or transmute it. And I think as you're doing that, it's giving you a little bit more energy into your reserves for yourself somehow. That's kind of cool. I mean, this reading is so complex. Holy moly. Okay, what else do you have to say, Spirit? Do you have one more card for Leo for the general here? Okay, I'm wondering if you have any advice or anything else to say. Oh my gosh, they gave us the Queen of Wands again. Okay, is this in reverse? Yeah, I really feel like there's a double down of this energy of like, don't give up on your adventurous spirit. Like, don't let your fire go out or be dulled, because there's a lot of water in this like temple. There's a lot of water. Again, the high priestess, to me, I also read this as a card associated with the water signs. So like Cancer, Leo, Cancer, Leo. I mean, yes, this is coming through as your energy layer, but like Cancer, sorry, Pisces, Scorpio. But yes, also Leo, right? That's this that's this reading. This is your reading. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of water in this temple. There's a lot of like, I don't know if it's feelings. There is a lot of like spirituality, because like water can link to that. But there's a lot of, like I said, it's almost like things that you're needing to heal through or having to heal through. There is a bit of resistance that's coming at you, but I don't feel like it's something you can't manage. Like it is something you can manage. And oh, I get it. Okay. So it's like, oh, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so this card says integration. I think Spirit is also trying to say here, like, they're only giving you, or you're only going to have as much as you can handle at a time. Okay, yes. Okay, that makes perfect sense. It's almost like when you like grind the herbs with the pestle, okay, and you again break it down into smaller bits. And so it just feels like, again, Spirit's kind of like sprinkling this along your journey of like, here's things for you to heal from and heal through while you're building this legacy of yours. Okay, which is coming through, like I said, with this like pine cone, the pine trees, kind of that Page of Pentacles energy. Yeah, it's like you need like the smaller ingredients to make the larger kind of thing, right? And so anyway, that's the way this is coming through here, is like those two different versions of like, again, I think there's a confirmation here of like, you will have as much as you can handle at a time throughout this journey. And that's okay. And that's a good thing. And like, again, I just keep seeing the Strength card, your card, in my mind's eye. But again, they doubled down on the Queen of Wands. So this is definitely talking and speaking to your reading, Leo. I mean, I keep Freudian slipping here around Leo. So this is definitely your reading. But it also feels like Spirit is here. Oh, I see that too. It's almost like Spirit's managing how much water, if that's the analogy here, the water of like the past, like feelings or wounding that you've been through, or memories you've been through. It's like, again, there's a titration to it. Just like the Mortar and Pestle speaks to. It says integration, it says thoroughness, it says there's like a titration to it. And I think Spirit wants you to not let your fire go out with all of this water in the mix, because there's a lot of water in this mix. And so I think that's going to be part of the balancing act, is how you keep your lantern lit, if it's a lantern or a light, or maybe Spirit's saying for you to get an electric light, like an electric lamp or something, right? I don't know, but speaking back to our, talking about the electric cars, it feels like Spirit doesn't want you to give up on that kind of fire of your life. And I just pulled this off the bottom of the deck, but this is what's on the other side. The Queen of Pentacles, that Page of Pentacles transformed into the Queen of Pentacles, which I read as the highest form of the suit cards in tarot, because I read with a matrifocal lens. And so this says like this is coming through as the High Priestess, like the same energy here. Do you see that? It's the same energy. Okay, so like this quest for your legacy, like you build it. Okay, so I think that's where we're going to end the general. Okay, but yeah, I'll just say this. It feels like whatever you're working through right now is part of the path to your legacy and that you're building. And I think Spirit wants you on that path. And it feels like, I don't know, there's some energy here around you're at the right place at the right time. Like everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. And as you go through this journey, you'll only be given as much as you can handle. Okay, so this isn't going to drown you. It may feel like it's going to, but Spirit's like, actually no, it's not going to drown you. Again, the Four of Cups in reverse here. It's not going to drown you. Like this this is the journey internally. And like when you get to the center of the temple, what you have to look forward to is that Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess. But know that that energy is here all along. It's actually in that water. It's almost like this center is a fountain in a sense, and like it's kind of like pushing the water throughout the temple and the different tunnels in the temple, and like you're getting some of that already, like by you going through this. Okay, so there isn't like, I don't want to like position this, because this is not the way Spirit's saying it. It's not like an end state. Okay, there's not like an end state necessarily. Okay, it's just like you're in it. I don't know how else to describe it. Like you're in your legacy. Okay, the whole temple is your legacy. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So let me see here. Spirit, do you want an extended? No. So there's not going to be an extended, Leo, for this one. Are you sure you don't want to? No, extended for you for this next month, Leo. But, yeah, I hope this was helpful for you. It just seems like I said, you're kind of like doing another like step of it over this next like month of being in the journey of building your legacy. And that feels really, really important. And it feels, I know I said this in another reading at some point, but another word that's coming through is like eminent. It just feels like it's just so incredibly important and part of like your purpose here. So whatever's coming up or that you are still moving through within the next like 4 weeks feels like it's just where it needs to be. No more, no less, if that makes sense. Okay, well, Leo, I've enjoyed doing this reading for you. I think you may know or you may not, but I am also a spiritual healer, and I am right now offering somatic therapy sessions at a discount for the community as we all go through some very tough times with the elections and everything that has happened recently just with the country and the world in general. So if you want to check that out, I definitely encourage it. I'm offering some free sessions. I have free somatic therapy sessions right now. So if you just want to book it, again, it's totally free. There's literally no strings attached, but I'm just trying to do my part to be of service right now. So if you would like some additional support as you're going through this next month, especially with kind of this part, this feels really, again, deep. It feels very deep, okay? But if you'd like some extra support, like again, my door's open. I still have some openings for this month, so definitely feel free to check out my website. I also am doing discounted tarot readings right now as well. Again, just trying to be of service. I have a community discount going for those. So if you'd like your own personal reading, like definitely feel free to check that out in, like I said, the description box below. But yeah, it's been really great to be here with you, Leo. I hope this was helpful for you. And I will hopefully see you at maybe a somatic therapy session, or I will see you at our next reading. All right. Bye for now.